Commander Sarah Chen stood at the helm of the Defiant, her fingers hovering over the quantum interface as she watched the massive Nexus swarm ships emerge from hyperspace. Earth's last defense fleet had been reduced to floating debris just hours ago, leaving only her experimental vessel between humanity's homeworld and extinction. Neural synchronization at 98%, reported Dr. Maya Patel, the ship's consciousness architect. Her dark eyes reflected the shimmer of the neural interface displays surrounding her station. The crew's mental patterns are holding stable, but we're detecting unusual resonance patterns in the quantum field. Sarah nodded, feeling the strange sensation of the ship's systems pulsing in rhythm with her own thoughts. The Defiant wasn't just humanity's most advanced vessel, it was the first to directly interface with human consciousness, allowing its crew to manipulate quantum reality through their combined mental energy. Multiple contacts, announced Lieutenant James Rodriguez from Tactical. I'm counting over 3,000 Nexus vessels. Energy signatures suggest they've brought their entire remaining fleet. His voice remained steady, but Sarah could feel his anxiety rippling through their neural link. The Nexus swarm had emerged from deep space 18 months ago, their biomechanical ships consuming every human colony they encountered. They didn't communicate, negotiate, or show mercy. Their only purpose seemed to be the absorption and transformation of all advanced life they encountered, turning organic matter into components of their ever-growing collective. They're forming their standard attack pattern, Maya observed, her consciousness brushing against Sarah's through the neural link. But something's different. The quantum signatures of their ships, they're more complex than anything we've encountered before. Sarah closed her eyes, allowing herself to fully merge with the Defiant systems. Through the neural interface, she could feel every crew member's presence, their minds working in harmony to keep the experimental ship functioning. The quantum drive hummed in perfect synchronization with their combined consciousness, ready to perform maneuvers that would be impossible for any conventional vessel. Send the signal to Earth Command, Sarah ordered, opening her eyes. Operation Lighthouse is a go. She felt a wave of determination flow through the neural link as her crew acknowledged the command. They all knew what it meant. The Defiant would reveal itself as more than just Earth's last defender. It was humanity's ultimate gambit, a weapon built on the theory that consciousness itself could reshape reality. The massive Nexus ships moved with unsettling grace, their biomechanical forms shifting and flowing like liquid metal. As they approached, their surface rippled with patterns of energy that had torn apart every human fleet they'd encountered. But the Defiant wasn't like other ships, and its crew wasn't bound by the normal laws of physics anymore. They're charging weapons, James reported, his consciousness feeding tactical data directly into the shared neural space. Energy readings are off the charts. They're putting everything they have into this attack. Sarah felt a smile touch her lips as she reached out through the neural link, connecting more deeply with both her crew and the ship's quantum systems. Then let's show them what human consciousness can really do. Maya, initiate full neural synchronization. James, prepare the quantum field generators. It's time to prove that humanity's greatest strength isn't our technology. It's our minds. As the Nexus swarm opened fire, the Defiant's crew joined their consciousness into a single unified field of thought. Reality itself seemed to bend around them as human will met quantum mechanics, creating possibilities that no artificial intelligence could predict. The battle for Earth was about to become a test not just of technology, but of the very nature of consciousness itself. And somewhere in the quantum field that connected them all, Sarah felt something stirring, a potential that went far beyond their original design. The question wasn't just whether they could save Earth, but what they might become in the process of trying. The first wave of Nexus energy weapons crashed against the Defiant's quantum field like lightning against a mountain. Through the neural link, Sarah felt every impact as if they were striking her own body, but the pain was worth it. The impossible was happening. Their weapons, James transmitted through the shared consciousness, his amazement rippling through the neural network. They're passing through where we should be. But where? Everywhere and nowhere at once. Maya's consciousness pulsed with urgent data. The quantum field is adapting to their attack patterns. Our combined neural activity is creating probability waves they can't predict. But Commander, her thoughts carried a note of concern. The ship's systems are drawing more deeply from our consciousness than we anticipated. Sarah understood. With each passing moment, the line between human and machine consciousness grew thinner. The Defiant wasn't just using their minds to power its systems. It was learning, evolving, becoming something that existed in the space between thought and reality. The Nexus swarm's massive ships shifted formation, their biomechanical forms rippling with frustrated purpose. For the first time in their relentless expansion, they faced an enemy they couldn't simply overwhelm with superior technology. The Defiant danced through their formation, its movements guided by the unified will of its crew, leaving confusion and chaos in its wake. They're trying to adapt. Maya's thoughts echoed through the neural space. Their biomechanical systems are attempting to mimic our quantum field signatures. But there's something else. Her consciousness probed deeper into the data flowing through their shared awareness. They're broadcasting some kind of signal directly into our quantum field. Sarah felt it too. An alien presence brushing against the edges of their collective consciousness. The Nexus swarm wasn't just trying to destroy them anymore. They were trying to understand what they were facing. All crew, brace for neural impact. Sarah commanded through the link. They're not just attacking our ship, they're attacking our minds. The alien signal intensified, hammering against their shared consciousness, like a battering ram made of pure thought. Through the neural link, Sarah felt her crew's pain and determination, their individual minds holding firm against the invasion. But in that moment of crisis, something unexpected happened. The quantum field surrounding the Defiant began to pulse with new patterns, ones that hadn't been part of its original programming. The crew's unified consciousness wasn't just defending against the Nexus attack, it was transforming, expanding, becoming something more than the sum of its parts. Commander, Maya's thoughts carried a mix of wonder and fear. The quantum field, it's not just responding to our commands anymore. It's responding to our potential, to what we could become. Sarah saw it through their shared vision. Patterns of energy and consciousness interweaving in ways that defied conventional physics. The Defiant wasn't just a ship anymore, and they weren't just its crew. They were becoming a new form of existence, one that blurred the line between mind and matter, between individual and collective. Multiple quantum signatures detected, James reported, his consciousness streaming tactical data into their shared awareness. The swarm is pulling back, regrouping. They're afraid. The realization rippled through their neural link. The Nexus swarm, which had consumed countless civilizations, was encountering something it had never seen before. Human consciousness unleashed from its physical limitations, capable of reshaping reality itself. But as Sarah felt the power flowing through their connected minds, she also sensed the cost. With each passing moment, their individual consciousnesses were merging more deeply, becoming something that was neither fully human nor purely machine. The quantum field wasn't just a weapon or a shield. It was a doorway to the next stage of human evolution. And as the Nexus swarm regrouped for another attack, Sarah faced a choice that would determine not just the fate of Earth, but the future of human consciousness itself. The question wasn't whether they could win this battle. It was whether they could remain human after winning it. The Nexus swarm's second attack came not with energy weapons or conventional force, but with something far more insidious. Through the quantum field, Sarah felt their presence probing deeper into the Defiant's collective consciousness, searching for weaknesses in the connection between human mind and machine. They're trying to isolate our individual consciousness patterns. Maya's thoughts carried an edge of urgency. The swarm, they're not just attacking anymore. They're studying us, learning. Her presence in the neural link flickered with effort as she worked to maintain the crew's mental cohesion. Lieutenant Rodriguez's tactical awareness surged through their shared consciousness. Commander, Their ships are arranging themselves into some kind of geometric pattern. Energy readings suggest they're building towards something massive. Sarah felt it through their quantum connection. The Nexus vessels were aligning themselves into a vast, crystalline structure, each ship becoming part of a larger pattern that seemed to pulse with otherworldly purpose. The sight would have been beautiful if it wasn't so terrifying. They're creating a quantum resonance field, Maya realized, her thoughts racing through calculations, one that could match our own. But the energy requirements would be. She trailed off as new data flooded their shared awareness. Impossible. They're channeling power from every ship in their fleet. They mean to overwhelm our quantum field with sheer force. But as the swarm prepared their attack, something unexpected was happening within the Defiant's neural network. The quantum field that connected the crew wasn't just maintaining their defense, it was evolving, growing more complex with each passing moment. Sarah could feel new patterns of thought and energy emerging in their shared consciousness, possibilities that went beyond their training or understanding. Commander, Maya's mental voice carried a note of awe. The quantum field, it's not just responding to our conscious commands anymore. It's tapping into our subconscious, our potential, every memory, every dream, every possibility we've ever imagined. It's all becoming part of the field. Through their shared vision, Sarah watched as reality itself seemed to ripple around the Defiant. The quantum field was no longer just bending space and time. It was reshaping it, creating new laws of physics based on the combined creative potential of human consciousness. But the price of this evolution became clear as Sarah felt her own identity beginning to blur. Individual memories and thoughts were flowing freely through the neural network now, mixing and merging in ways that threatened to erase the boundaries between self and other. The very thing that made them human. Their individual consciousness was dissolving into something larger and stranger. The swarm's quantum resonance is reaching critical levels, James reported, his thoughts tinged with both fear and fascination. Whatever they're planning, it's about to happen. The crystalline formation of Nexus ships began to pulse with blinding energy, each vessel contributing its power to a single, massive quantum wave that threatened to tear apart the fabric of space itself. But as the wave approached the Defiant, something remarkable happened. The ship's quantum field, now infused with the full creative potential of human consciousness, didn't just resist the attack. It absorbed it, transformed it, reshaped it according to the collective will of its crew. The Nexus swarm's greatest weapon became fuel for humanity's evolution. It's working. Maya's thoughts sang through the neural link. We're not just defending anymore. We're transcending. The quantum field is using their own energy to accelerate our transformation. But even as they achieved the impossible, Sarah felt the weight of what they were becoming. The neural link was growing stronger, deeper, more all-encompassing with each passing second. Individual thoughts and memories were becoming part of a vast, shared consciousness that existed in quantum superposition, both human and not human at the same time. Through their collective awareness, Sarah felt the Nexus swarm's reaction, not just surprise or fear, but something closer to recognition. In their effort to destroy humanity, they had instead catalyzed its evolution into something they had never encountered before, a species capable of consciously directing its own transformation at the quantum level. The question now wasn't whether they could win the battle. It was whether there would be anything recognizably human left when it was over. As the quantum field continued to evolve, Sarah faced the ultimate choice: hold on to their humanity and risk extinction, or embrace a transformation that would redefine what it meant to be human in the first place. Time seemed to flow differently within the quantum field now, each moment stretching into infinity as the crew of the Defiant faced their moment of truth. The Nexus swarm hung motionless in space, their crystalline formation still pulsing with energy, but their attack had become secondary to the transformation taking place aboard humanity's last hope. Neural synchronization exceeding all known parameters, Maya's thoughts echoed through their shared consciousness, tinged with both wonder and alarm. The quantum field isn't just connecting our minds anymore, It's rewriting the fundamental rules of consciousness itself. Sarah felt it too. The boundaries between individual crew members were becoming increasingly fluid, their thoughts and memories flowing together like streams joining a vast ocean. Through their collective awareness, she could access centuries of combined human experience. Every joy, every sorrow, every moment of triumph and defeat that had shaped their lives. The swarm is attempting to initiate another attack, James reported, his tactical awareness spreading through their shared consciousness like ripples in a pond. But they're hesitating. They've never encountered anything like what we're becoming. Through the quantum field, Sarah could sense the Nexus swarm's collective confusion. Their biomechanical consciousness, for all its power, was based on absorption and assimilation. They had never faced a species that could consciously direct its own evolution, choosing transformation rather than having it forced upon them. We're approaching a quantum threshold. Maya's thoughts carried urgent data through their link. The field is becoming self-sustaining. If we cross this point, the transformation will be irreversible. We'll become something beyond human, beyond machine. A new form of consciousness that exists in quantum superposition. The possibility hung in their shared awareness like a door opening to an unknown universe. Through their connection, Sarah could feel her crew's conflicting emotions: fear of losing their humanity, excitement at the prospect of transcendence, and underneath it all, the burning question of whether this was truly the only way to save Earth. Commander, James' consciousness pulsed with tactical updates. The swarm is reorganizing. Whatever they're planning, it could be our last chance to make a decision. Sarah reached out through the neural link, touching each crew member's consciousness individually one last time. We all knew the risks when we volunteered for this mission. She shared through their connection. But this goes beyond what any of us imagined. This isn't just about surviving. It's about choosing what humanity will become. Through their shared awareness, memories flickered like stars. Maya remembering her daughter's first steps, James recalling his father's last smile, every precious moment that made them human. The quantum field resonated with these memories, using them as building blocks for something new, something that could preserve the essence of humanity while transcending its limitations. There might be another way. Maya's thoughts suddenly sparked with inspiration. The quantum field, it's not just about merging our consciousness. It's about possibility itself. What if we could maintain our individual identities while still achieving the transformation we need? The idea spread through their neural network like lightning. The quantum field responded, shifting and reshaping itself according to their collective will. They weren't just passive participants in their evolution anymore. They were actively directing it, using their uniquely human capacity for imagination and choice to chart their own course. The swarm, James reported with growing excitement. They're pulling back. Our quantum signature, it's becoming too complex for them to predict or counter. Sarah felt the truth of it through their shared consciousness. The Defiant wasn't just defending Earth anymore. It was becoming a bridge between what humanity was and what it could be. The quantum field wasn't erasing their individuality. It was enhancing it, allowing each person's unique consciousness to contribute to a greater whole while maintaining its essential character. But time was running out. The Nexus swarm was regrouping, preparing for what could be their final assault. The crew of the Defiant had to make their choice, not just for themselves, but for all of humanity. Through their neural link, Sarah shared her decision. We hold on to our humanity, she projected into their shared consciousness, not by clinging to what we were, but by choosing what we become. That's always been our species' greatest strength, the ability to change while remaining true to ourselves. The quantum field pulsed with renewed purpose as the crews unified will shape their transformation. They weren't surrendering their humanity. They were redefining it. And as the Nexus swarm launched their final attack, the Defiant prepared to show them exactly what humanity could become when given the freedom to choose its own evolution. The final battle for humanity's future unfolded in dimensions beyond conventional space and time. The Defiant hung suspended between realities, its quantum field rippling with the combined consciousness of its crew. Each mind distinct yet connected, individual yet part of something greater. The swarm's attack pattern is changing, James projected through their neural link. They're not just trying to destroy us anymore. They're attempting to understand us. The massive crystalline formation of Nexus ships had begun to pulse with new patterns of energy, their biomechanical consciousness reaching out not with weapons, but with questions. Through the quantum field, Sarah could sense their collective confusion, transforming into something like curiosity. They're broadcasting a direct communication signal, Maya reported, her consciousness processing the incoming data. It's unlike anything in their previous patterns. They want to talk. For the first time since their emergence from deep space, the Nexus swarm was attempting genuine communication. Their message flowed through the quantum field in patterns of pure thought. You have achieved what we thought impossible. Individual consciousness maintaining cohesion within a collective quantum state. Explain. Sarah gathered her crew's unified will, projecting their response through the field. This is what humanity has always been. Individuals choosing to work together, to become more than ourselves without losing who we are. We don't need to force evolution. We guide it through choice. The quantum space between the Defiant and the swarm buzzed with exchange of pure consciousness. Through their connection, the crew could sense the swarm's biomechanical minds grappling with a concept foreign to their existence, the power of conscious choice in evolution. Your species develops through chaos. The swarm transmitted. Inefficient, unpredictable. Yet you have achieved a state of existence we have sought for millennia. Maya's thoughts sparked with sudden understanding. Commander, they're not just an invasion force. They're running from something, searching for a way to evolve beyond their current limitations. Every civilization they've absorbed was an attempt to find the key to conscious evolution. The revelation rippled through the Defiant's quantum field. The crew's combined consciousness could now see the truth. The Nexus swarm's relentless expansion had been driven not by conquest, but by a desperate search for transcendence. We offer an exchange, the swarm proposed. Your understanding of conscious evolution for our withdrawal from Earth space. Your species will be marked as protected, a source of crucial data in the universe's development. Through their neural link, Sarah felt her crew's collective response forming. They had achieved something unprecedented, not just the defense of Earth, but the demonstration of humanity's unique contribution to the cosmos. Their ability to maintain individuality within unity, to choose transformation while preserving their essential nature, had opened a new path of evolution. We accept, Sarah transmitted through the quantum field, with one condition. Knowledge should flow both ways. We offer an alliance, not absorption, not assimilation, but true cooperation. Together, we can explore what consciousness can become when it chooses its own path. The space around the Defiant shimmered as the Nexus swarm processed this proposal. Their crystalline formation began to shift, transforming from a weapon of war into something new, a bridge between two forms of existence. Agreement. The swarm responded. The experiment begins. As the quantum field stabilized around them, Sarah felt her crew's consciousness settling into a new equilibrium. They remained connected, enhanced by their link to the ship's systems, but their individual identities were intact, perhaps even strengthened by their brush with transcendence. The Defiant had become more than humanity's last defense. It was now the first step toward a new understanding of consciousness itself, a testament to humanity's ability to face the unknown and choose its own destiny. Maya's thoughts carried a note of wonder as she monitored their quantum state. The field is stable. We've achieved a perfect balance between individual and collective consciousness. And the swarm, they're already beginning to change, adopting aspects of our quantum pattern. They're learning what we've always known. Sarah shared through their link. True evolution isn't about erasing what came before. It's about building something new while honoring what makes us who we are. As the Nexus ships began their withdrawal from Earth space, transforming from an invasion fleet into an expedition of discovery. The crew of the Defiant felt the weight of their achievement. They had not just saved humanity. They had proven its worth to the cosmos. The quantum field hummed with possibility as two vastly different forms of consciousness began their first steps toward genuine cooperation. In choosing to maintain their humanity while embracing transformation, they had opened a door to possibilities neither species had imagined possible. Earth was safe, but more than that. It was about to become the center of a new chapter in the story of consciousness itself. The legacy of the Defiant would not be measured in battles won, but in bridges built between different ways of being.